If partying in a strange woman's basement sound like fun, well, welcome to Maz. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jasmine and I am coming back to you with my long-awaited ending explain of Blumhouse and Universal's latest release of the movie Ma. Warning, there are spoilers included, so if you haven't seen it, I just have one question. What are you waiting on? It's been too long. Please go watch my spoiler-free review before you do, and go see the movie and come on back to this video. I'll be waiting. Let's start from the top. I'm going to connect a tree so you know from the beginning who is connected to who and where we are going with this thing. I'll probably put it right over here. We are introduced to Maggie. By the way, side note, did anyone else notice how much Maggie resembles Julia Roberts? I mean, I noticed it in Booksmart, which is a funny movie, but anyway, I digress. Maggie and her mom, Erica, are moving back to Erica's hometown after a divorce. Maggie's first day of school, she then meets a group of friends, Haley, Andy, Chaz, and Darrell, and they instantly become friends and they invite her out to hang out that afternoon. On their first day out together as friends, they are trying to get someone to buy them alcohol. Obviously, after several failed attempts, they then force Maggie to try, and she is soon successful after she runs into Sue-Ann. At first, Sue-Ann is a little reluctant. She's like, nah, I ain't messing with y'all. But then she agrees after she notices the Hawkins security truck Andy is driving. After buying alcohol for them, she instantly begins to stalk them on social media, and she even begins to connect the dots on how these teenagers connect to her past, which is kind of creepy. She even snitches on their location as a way to confirm that Andy is indeed the son of Ben, but we will get to that later, so you'll know who Ben is. After helping buy the alcohol for them for the second time, she then uses the, I don't want to lose my job, and I want you all to be safe. Go, you know. Then she invites them to her basement to party. Instantly, I'm like, all right, this is weird. I ain't got time for it. I then side with Darrell, like, nah, we don't know this lady. But of course, they have to stick with the dumb teenager trope, and they then go into the basement. While checking out the place, Chaz, he's kind of like the butthole jock of the group, he makes a smart comment about how she can fix up the basement. And then of course, this is a trigger for Sue-Ann. She's not having. She then wields a gun and forces him to strip. She's like, get naked. After making everybody feel awkward, she starts laughing as if nothing weird is happening, and making someone strip at gunpoint is just totally normal. You know, Chaz then puts back on his clothes and they begin to drink. Darrell then asks her, hey mom, you got some pizza rolls? This is basically where the nickname Ma comes from. As more and more parties are held at Ma's house, things begin to get weirder and weirder. She randomly texts them one day and leaves them a box of alcohol, and she's like, y'all know where to party at? She then creepily like hits on Andy in this weird pedo way. It makes me seriously uncomfortable. At one party, Maggie and Haley, they make the one mistake they're not supposed to. They then go upstairs after they're told not to. Ma freaks out on them. This causes a rift between the group. They're like, Ma's weird, we ain't messing with her. But she does not take that well. She blows them up. She texts and texts and calls and calls. She is relentless. She is only able to bait them in by saying that she's desperate to meet them and she's really going through some things. So they meet her at the rock pile where she begs for sympathy, saying that she has cancer, and it happens to be the same cancer that Andy's mom dies from. Noticing while they're there at the rock pile that Ma has on one of their friends' bracelet, Maggie and Haley then decide to go to Ma's house after Haley is missing her watch and Maggie is missing her earrings. So they then decide to break into the house. And when they do, they find like some weird shrine of all the parties that they had and some old pages of Ma's old yearbook. But the creepiest thing of all, they find out Ma has a daughter that is actually a classmate of theirs. I mean, whoa. Like, remember in my previous video, I said there's a relationship that I don't quite understand, and that is it. Anyway, after barely escaping the house, things begin to really ramp up. Ben, Andy's dad, he calls out her for hanging out with his son. Erica, Maggie's mom, who's very naive for a long time in the movie about who she is, but Maggie just blurts out like, hey, don't call mom, she's weird. And Erica then realizes she's a little off too. And this is how the parents connect. So let me make this full circle for you. Sue Ann, as a young girl, went to high school with Erica, Maggie's mom. They were at some point even friends, but as high school goes, that didn't last because everybody wants to be cool. She went to high school with Ben, Andy's dad, and Mercedes, who is now Ben's little side piece. While in high school, Sue Ann was an outcast. She was quiet, but she had the biggest crush on Ben. He awkwardly engages her for a while by inviting her out to the rock piles. The next day in school, he slips Sue Ann a note asking her to meet him in the janitor's closet for a little Mercedes then preps her, putting on lipstick and the whole book, Vit, even saying pow after she's done, which if you look back, you notice Sue Ann says the same thing as she's putting on the same shade of lipstick earlier in the movie. Sue Ann goes in the dark closet, does her thing, and when she walks out, the entire school is staring at her, and she finds out that the guy that she fooled around with in the closet wasn't even Ben. Say what now? Of course, she is embarrassed. I mean, who wouldn't be? She felt like this was, I honestly felt like this was a more extreme Carrie, you know, like they're all gonna laugh at you. Of course, they laughed and she runs out of the school because this is super embarrassing. Sue Ann never forgot about this. She never forgot how this made her hurt. And after seeing Erica really get into it with Mercedes at Erica's current job, she even kills Mercedes for her, drugs and kidnaps Ben, calling him a dog and even pumping him with dog blood. I mean, wow. Not only does she throw another party where she drugs the original crew that came to her house, you know, Maggie, Haley, Darrell, Chaz, and Andy, tying them up with dog leashes. She also has some Munchausen by proxy thing going on with her daughter, forcing her to sit in a wheelchair and giving her diazepam, which is like dog medicine. I mean, can someone please say the act? You know, Gypsy Rose and Dee Dee Blanchard. I just can't. It's just too much. Shout out to B. Simone. It's just too much. Anyway, Mom then begins to give the crew of the school like class superlatives, and she's kind of like reliving her high school experience. She's recreating her yearbook. She burns Chaz. She sews Haley's lips shut. She considers her and Andy the cutest couple. She paints Darrell white because, hello, there can only be one black person, which brings me to the only black person trope thing, what's happening in this movie. Out of this entire movie and out of all those parties, I only saw like 3 black people, and that's Jeannie, Ma's daughter, Darrell, and of course Ma. Where are the black people at in this town? Do they not exist? Whatever. After doing that, she then poses for her final picture. She's like proud of her work, and then that's when things really hit the fan. Jeannie knocks her moms out. They begin to tussle. Maggie's mom then busts in and rescues them, and Jeannie's daughter knocks her out and runs again, and this knocks over a candle. This causes a fire. Ma doesn't even try to fight anymore. She just lets the house burn, and she retires upstairs where she has killed Andy's dad, lying on his chest, and that's the end of the movie. As I said in my last review, the ending feels really rushed. I don't think this leaves a lot of room for a sequel. The way things ended seemed really final. She got her revenge on her old classmates. She finally stood up to her bullies, although she went about it in a weird, crazy, psychopathic way. I mean, the ending is what it is. The movie is a great lesson on how you should watch and treat people. You never know how one incident could affect someone in their long run. You just don't know. Overall, I think this is an okay movie. I think it's pretty decent. I would have liked to know more about the dynamic between her and her daughter and what happened to her husband, because they never really went into that either. But I would definitely go see it again, just for Octavia Spencer alone. Like I said, she's amazing. I hope you enjoyed this ending explained. I hope it answered any questions that you had. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. What did you think of the movie Ma? Have you already seen it? How do you feel about it? Did you like it? Did you like Octavia Spencer's performance? Did it live up to the hype of it? I don't know. Please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. Until next time, don't make me drink alone.